Funguys. I made a terrible mistake. I forgot to show a spooky farfishy that I found. It's this crab that apparently got turned into splinters. So, dearest apologies to the splintered crab for my forgetfulness. Okay, I'll make sure I don't do the same mistake again. Okay, so, oh yeah, since both the Stellar Basin and the Twisted Strands are so short to beat, I'm combining both of them into one summary. Hope you enjoy this. After I returned the music box to the collector, I started to grow curious as to how the fishmonger was doing, so I returned, and besides a really bad headache, he thankfully seemed completely fine. After I overcame my newly growing fear of being chased down by either a shark, a serpent, or maybe even a manta ray, I got to the Stellar Basin without a single encounter, but that wouldn't be enough to conquer my fear. Soon I found the laboratory, or the remains of it at least, and then the old fortress. And I knew this game had some pretty strange stuff, but what I was about to see is something completely different. After an excessive amount of dialogue, I eventually found my old friend the traveling merchant from the hit game Dave the Diver.
She's not from Dave the Diver.
Wait, she's not from Dave the Diver? Anyways, the researcher wanted me to catch 3 different creatures: a glowing octopus, a firefly squid, and an aurora squid, each possessing different catching methods. So because I had no idea where and when in the basin they would spawn, I just installed my net and then went from place to place. Eventually, I spotted the relic right in the center of the pit, where the kraken lay, and my curiosity got the best of me. After some mental preparation, I rushed into the middle of the basin and tried dredging up the relic. After I risked my life for quite literally nothing, I decided that it would be best to focus completely on the researcher's quest. So that's what I did, and after lots of searching, I found all 3 specimens. Wait, who says specimen? After I delivered them to the researcher, she finally gave me the ability to dredge and fish in abyssal and hadal water. But before she let me leave, she wanted me to catch fish that live near the kraken. At the start of the 4th stream, don't mind that, I used this machine that the researcher gave me to blast 2017 Roblox Tycoon songs into the kraken's ears, which ended up stunning it. Seeing this as an opportunity, I dashed into the kraken area and not only obtained the samples there, but also the ring relic. After I gave the researcher all of the samples, she told me a whole bunch of stuff, but from what I read, the creatures in the Stellar Basin are mutated and stuff, and the whole reason behind it is the kraken in the center. So it's basically Godzilla as a squid. I soon went back to the collector to deliver the ring to him, and he gave me probably the coolest ability: Banish. Anyways, the collector told me that the next location to head to was the Twisted Strand, and after getting distracted by trying to find the photographer, which I ended up finding the equipment for, but not the person, I decided to make my way to the Twisted Strands, and as soon as I entered, I was introduced to one of the ops. Oh my goodness, I'm out of here. What the heck? After I realized I had an ability made so that I don't get as scared of monsters as I normally do, I rushed in to see who was at the dock, and I found a strange man. Well, actually, he's an airman. But anyways, he said that those weird tentacle things are called mind suckers, and he's the only one left who is currently surviving after him and his comrades' planes crashed. This guy was probably the most interesting of the people I met so far because he wanted to destroy, decimate, exterminate, and if you want to go there, pulverize these mind suckers with the use of a mortar. Wait, mortar? As in Roblox Tower Defense Simulator? The Mortar Tower. This airman is full of surprises. After around 20 minutes, I realized that the main problem here wasn't the mind suckers, but really the mangrove trees everywhere. I crashed into the roots at least 5 times, and each one was more infuriating than the last. The real solution, if the airman was thinking big enough, would be just to wipe the Twisted Strands off the face of the earth. That's right, deforestation is the true remedy here. I found both of the mortar pieces, along with 4 spooky farfishies and even a crocodile. So I returned to the airman and I gave him the mortar pieces so that he could reassemble it. Somehow with one arm. Then he said that the giant bear trap things, which you've probably noticed already, were made to put an end to the mind suckers, and all I need to do is catch the fish needed for him to turn into bait, and then load it on the trap, one of which requiring a catfish. Wait. Catfish? Bait? Mind sucker? I knew it! The airman is a PDF. The first time I put down the bait, I did not expect the mind sucker to show up as quick as it did, but thankfully, the airman acted just as fast and completely annihilated the thing. and the next 2 went just as smoothly. Afterwards, I delivered the chunks to the airman, and inside one of them, he found a necklace, which he gave to me as a form of gratitude. And then I manifested out of there and never saw him again. Like the other relics, I went to the collector to give him the necklace, and he said that there was just one more relic out there, and it was at the Devil's Spine. But that's for next stream. Before I ended the stream, however, I had some unfinished business back at the Gale Cliffs. So in the second stream, I talked to a resident at Inkfell, and she said that she wanted a conger reel that was rotting, or as she calls, aged. Now there were 2 problems before that didn't let me do this. 1, I wasn't sure how long it took for a fish to start rotting, and 2, the serpent, which is definitely not on vacation anymore, being a constant threat to my boat. But my 2 new abilities, Banish and Atrophy, each perfectly combat these issues. Whatever. So there I went, traveling into the cliffs area to show that bully of a serpent who had the larger dredging streak. Now all I had to do was find a conger reel, which turned out to be a lot more challenging for me than I expected. This might sound a little crazy, but I somehow found a crazy homeless man that was telling me over and over to throw it back. And sorry to disappoint, but it's not happening soon. But after lots of searching and a few serpent encounters, I found one. Well, 2 actually, but anyways, I delivered the aged conger reel to the resident, and with that, the stream was concluded. Hope you guys found this summary entertaining. I'm sorry to say this, but my upload schedule is likely going to slow down thanks to Fungi School, but I'm still going to try to work on videos as frequently as possible. Adios, Funguys.
So it's kind of been like almost, if not 4 months since I recorded that, and I did not expect that my upload schedule would completely stop in its tracks with the return of Fungi School, but I probably could have guessed this would have happened, considering it also happened last year too, when I actually started making these videos like how I do now. Like, wow. It's been over a year already? Wow. That's insane. Like, so many things have happened since then. Like, wow. Just, I'm astonished. Thank you, Funguy. All currently 180 of you guys. That's a whole semicircle in subscribers. Okay, I need to stop rambling before I start crying. Oh my. Oh. Do you Funguy see this? Like, okay, anyway.